Today we will discuss the Apostle Luke. His name means luminous or illuminated. This comes from the Latin lux, and that means light. Not much information is known about Luke, however it is realized that he was a Gentile and not a Hebrew. It is believed that he was born in the city of Philippi, or possibly in Macedonia. Luke was taught in the Greek culture and was a doctor by profession. He was likewise fond of painting. Luke is the only New Testament writer who identifies as non-Hebrew. Scholars certify that Luke had a superb order of the Greek language, since his vocabulary was broad and rich. His style situated towards traditional Greek now and again, while at different times it would in general show up very Semitic. Luke was related with navigation and was enthusiastic about recording geographic details. Everything indicates that he was a rather educated writer, perceptive and cautious. He did not know the Lord personally, he did it through investigations for Theophilus. Luke was an exceptionally dear companion of the Apostle Paul, who came to allude to him as the beloved physician on one event. He was a decent companion and incredible collaborator during the evangelization trips that he made with Paul. While relating the trips with the apostle, he talks in the plural. He likewise uncovered exhaustively the great events that happened to Paul in his 4 recognized trips. Luke met Paul in Troas, Asia Minor, while Paul was amidst his 2nd missionary trip. A few scholars expect that the Macedonian man Paul found in his dream was Luke. During the 2nd missionary trip Luke remained in Philippi, and they get him again on the 3rd to join Paul. Luke went with Paul when he traveled out to Jerusalem and Rome, and was likewise with him during his imprisonment there. It should be noted that he also details the trips he had with Paul and mentions that, as a matter of fact, they traveled a lot. Before continuing, we would like to invite you to visit our official page, Origins 88. You can find the link in the description of this video or search for us directly in your browser. There you will find a large number of biblical and historical studies related to the Bible. We continue with the video. They have referred to it as the gospel of the poor, because the Lord appears preferring the little ones, the sick, the poor and repentant sinners. His gospel is the broadest of all, on the grounds that the Apostle Luke committed himself to investigating the story of the Lord Jesus with extraordinary steadiness and care. He kept the time of Jesus in Galilee in his last days in Jerusalem, very much like the Apostle Mark, but not only that, but he also added more content from one more document that contained substantially more information about the Lord. As a curious fact to know, he is also credited with the most learned literary expression and composition due to his preparation. Luke was the writer of the Gospel of Luke and of Acts, and the 2 compositions are addressed to the same person, Theophilus. The purpose was for Theophilus to be aware with sureness and security about the Lord and his work. Theophilus had most likely currently gotten the basics of Christian doctrine, yet he was not yet completely settled in them. After Paul's death, there are a few versions that tell how Luke died. Some say that he was martyred in Patras, others that it was in Rome, or even notice that it was in Thebes. The story says that he died as a martyr by hanging on a tree in Achaia in the year 84 after Christ. It seemed good to me also, having had perfect understanding of all things from the very first, to write to you an orderly account, most excellent Theophilus, that you may know the certainty of those things in which you were instructed. Luke 1 verses 3-4,